The above.
$2.364, yeah. A is a z-score. Yeah, you know sigma.
Yeah, if you know sigma.
All right, guys. Take a look here. Degrees of freedom on this first one's 5. 99% confidence. So which column am I looking at? 99% confidence. So I'm looking at which column?
He's going to switch.
The first one. I know some people have done this. Just don't want to help me. I understand. So here's the shortcut way to look at this. If I stop, I get a t-score. Go all the way to the bottom, I get a z-score. Right? So here I'm going to stop at 5, and I get 4.032. Now in terms of number of standard deviations, that's huge. But it's such a small ass sample, I got to go way the hell out to cover my ass. Because I got only 6 things in my sample. I'm really not sure about that. So that's why this is 4.032. Now this 1 degrees of freedom, of course, is 100. 90% confidence. So which column am I looking at? Yeah? 90% means 10% outside. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to stop at 100.
So plus or minus
1.66. I like it.
Easy. Oh, this is easier than I thought.
And now we got the controversial one. Degrees of freedom is 95. So you can do one of 2 things. Whenever there's something you're not sure about, you are more conservative. We're not sure about sigma, we only know S. We make Z become T a bigger thing. So here, you can always do this thing. You can always go to, 98%. So which column? Not the middle one. This 98%, so 2% outside. I can always just take the next one down to be more conservative. I don't want to go up because that makes it small. I want to make it bigger to cover me for not knowing something. Or in this case, you could average these 2 out since it's right in the middle.
So 6, 6.
Either way, so I'd either take 2368
6, 6.
or 2366. Because that would be the average. Either way. Of course, technology, we get it perfect, but that's nice for it. We pass the class and keep going. Okay, what about this second part here? This is
No, go down.
all about figuring out, can you do anything, and if you can, which one of these? So what do you look at to see if you can do anything? What tells you if you can do anything? If it's normal. So this first one tells you it's normal. Does it matter that it's 22 only? No, because it tells you it's normal. So I know I can do something. Now, what then tells me which one I can use, Z or T? Which standard deviation do I know? I know sigma, so I'm allowed to use z-scores. So I know I can use z-scores.
16.
Now watch this. I'm going to use the t-score chart to get the z-score. 90%, so I'm going to go here. Right? 10% outside. And z-scores are all the way at the bottom. So 1.645.
What?
I just need the chart. I get too confused.
And then of course that you would plug that into the formula if you're trying to make the confidence interval.
You did the looked up on the z-score chart.
Gucci again.
You got a negative 1.645.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Plus or minus is built in. You really just care about the number itself. I like it. Notice something too. See how the t-score chart, are there any negatives?
No.
We're the humans. We have to know if it's below the mean or above the mean, so we have to put negatives in. Otherwise, it would have made this chart bigger than it really needed to be. Right?
We don't want that.
So if I need a t-score below the mean, then I'm going to have to use a negative whatever I see here. You guys understand? If I said I'm 2 standard deviations away from the mean, what's my z-score? You don't know. It could be 2 or... If I'm 2 standard deviations away from the mean, the z-score could be 2, or the z-score could be
Below. 2 below.
negative 2. So they just gave us all the numbers. We have to put the negatives on when they need to be negative. Thankfully, confidence intervals is in the formula. But it's not always going to be that way. Okay, something to worry about later. Right? Don't worry about it now. It's going to worry about it later. All right, part B. Can I do anything?
Yeah.
Yes, I can. The population is not normal, but
And it's greater than 30.
n is bigger than 30. I can do something. Do I use Z or T now? What do I look at?
T.
Why T?
Because you have
I only know S. I don't know sigma. So T scored. So how do I figure out what T scored is? What's the degrees of freedom?
38.
38. I want to be 98% confident. So which column am I looking at?
0.01.
Second one, I like it. And then I want to stop at 38. 2429. What about part C? N ain't big enough, and the population ain't normal. Ain't no good. Can't do. At least in this one. What about D? Now obviously, now D is twice over good, right?
Mm-hmm.
N's big enough, but it didn't need it because it's already normal. So we can do something, and what can we do?
T-squared.
T-scores. Degrees of freedom is what?
60.
60. One less than 61. 99% confidence, so I want that first column. I like it.
You don't have sigma.
Oh, we don't know sigma yet. Yeah, so then, like I said, the beautiful thing is you can use Z when you know this. You have to use T when you only know this. It's in the formulas. It's almost too nice. You're not allowed to have notes on the sheet unless the formulas happen to be notes. What? Why can't you, what? Oh, this one? Is it normal? It's not normal, and N is not big enough to save it. So if it's not normal, I can't do anything. So what T-score do I get? I'm going to use this first column, stop at 60.
2.660.
2.660. All right, cool. And I want you to realize that chart is different, but the work that we did to do the confidence intervals is the same. You put S in there, you put square root of it, and you put square root of it down there. You look up T, put the X bar, it's the same work. Are you guys packing up? 5 minutes. What's?
No, I was doing my hair.
How do you solve for it? Oh, make a confidence interval. You can't make a confidence interval for these because they didn't tell you X bar. Are you going to have to make confidence intervals using T-scores? Yes. That's the whole purpose of A2. I like it.
Or just do the homework.
Or just do the homework.
Let me see. Guess we'll do this
Today.
tomorrow. So I think tomorrow, after the quiz, I got something that's kind of nifty. I remembered I made a while back. I'm going to give all the males grades. So I have all the average grades up to this point in the class for the last several years. Or last several semesters are all right here, sampling of them anyway. And then a sample of all the women's grades up to this point. And I just blindly just selected them out of shit, so I can't even remember how this came out. So I'm going to have all the women work on the women's grades, all the men work on the men's grades. You're going to make confidence intervals, and then you're going to compare them to each other. And I'll try to see, if I make 90% confidence intervals, what percentage of people should have intervals that don't catch the mean? 10%. So we're going to see. That's expected. It's average. So we'll see. Last couple times I did it was like perfect. It was like holy shit. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. So quiz first thing tomorrow, and then we'll do this.
Time to go get sushi.
They're going to be on the quiz. You could Oh, you put the formulas on there? I guess so. Sure.
Cheater.
What's that?
Yeah, worksheet.
Sort of, yeah. Yeah. You know, that's the kind of things I'm going to ask you. Yeah. And this, the quiz does not do T-scores at all. Yeah. Quiz is only 8183.